Well, welcome everyone. My name is Kelly Sanacero. Along with me is Bulos Abdallah. We are presenting another one of our Prepare for Launch first year registration, School of Engineering, class of 2029. So thank you all for being here. Hopefully we can answer your questions along the way. So feel free to put them in the chat. Bulos will do his best to answer them. And of course, Bulos, tune in if I miss anything along the way as well. All right, so this is our SOE Hub team. There are 5 experienced advisors that make up the SOE Hub. So you will be assigned one of us come August. So we typically advise by major. Some of them might get split up by alphabet, depending. So just be mindful of that, but we'll post that on our website too when that becomes available. But this is the team here. Here's a general overview of what we're going to be talking about today. Kind of do an introduction, go over some registration resources in our website, go over how to register through using QUACS as a tool, your checklist as a tool, and then submitting it in SIS or your student information system. We'll talk about the transfer credit reminder that we sent out previously. There's also a bunch of resources on our website as well talking about it. And then lastly, we'll go over some important dates. All right, so what is the SOE Hub? We are experienced advisors for your first 2 semesters at RPI. So we're a little bit different than some of the other schools on campus. So we are your direct contact for your full year with us, including next summer. So we'll onboard you for this registration, the spring registration, and the following fall, and then you'll be assigned a faculty advisor. In addition to that, some majors like ECSE and Maine have secondary advisors, so you'll be notified of who they are as well to support you. All right, where is the SOE Hub? So we are on the 3rd floor of the JEC. Depending on where you come in the building, might depend if you go upstairs or you stay on the same floor. Most of the time, students will come in through the Darren Communications Center pathway. So once you walk in those doors, you walk all the way down the hallway past the dean's office, through the ANSO lounge, and then you'll find us in the corner there. So when you start booking in-person appointments with us, or if you want to stop during drop-in advising during the year, this is where you can find us. All right, so here are the School of Engineering majors. Some of them you may have never heard of before, and we'll gladly go over what they are with you as well. So if you have a few interests in mind in terms of major, that's completely normal. So many students come in with a lot of ideas of thinking, oh, I can do this major and this major. We'll talk through what your options are and how quickly you want to get out of here. So we want to make sure this is a valuable experience for you and that you enjoy what you're learning. But the good news is a lot of the first year overlaps with majority of these majors. So it's kind of the beauty of RPI and how it's structured. Especially if you come in as an undeclared, you have plenty of time to do some shopping, listen to some faculty talk about their majors in a course that we'll mention in a little bit. But here are some majors. If you are considering changing your major, you can do that now in the admissions portal. So you can go in the admissions portal, click change in major form. It may not show up right away in your SIS once it's approved, but we can talk through that. If you still don't see it change before you register, let us know. We can help you troubleshoot that as well if it will impact your fall registration. Most of them won't, but there's some courses that are restricted for specific majors that you might have some issues registering. So we want to make sure that you are in all those courses that are recommended for that first semester. Cool. All right. So just a little bit about our website. Hopefully you've all become super familiar with it. We update this very frequently. So if we find something that needs to be edited or replaced or added, I'm the one that does it and we will update it. So first is drop-in advising. Thank you all who have participated so far and thank you for your patience today. Course registration checklist is your main resource for your fall registration or your first time registration. The Excel template is helpful, not something you really need to go through right now, but if you're feeling really ambitious and you want to look what your 4 years will look like, you can click those Excel templates for your specific major or for other majors. Transfer credit policy. I know we get a lot of questions about transfer credit right now. It's a weird timing with when AP credits come out and when you register. So we have that week for the registrar to add those credits to your account. So hopefully they all get in. If not, we have a backup plan. Don't worry. Just communicate with us during that time frame, and we can make sure that you get an override or whatever solution we come up with to get you into those courses. A lot of frequently asked questions. So if you have a question, it's probably been asked before. So definitely look in the registration assistance FAQs or the general FAQs. That can be helpful as well. Lastly, if you feel like you missed an email or you've changed majors from school science or Haas to engineering, definitely check out the important SOE Hub communication archive. So far, we've sent out 2 emails from the SOE Hub with basic information about registration, also getting onto WebEx and drop-in advising. So definitely check that out as well. All right, so we touched on this briefly, but on the left is the registration checklist. This is just the example for mechanical. So go through that checklist, figure out what did I transfer in, what's pending, what could potentially come in from dual enrollment. Start going through those. You'll see at the bottom of that PDF, there's an example schedule that we'll go through today at the end of this. To show you what that looks like and how to create that schedule. So kind of goes through some notes on the side of what you brought in, what to take next, and what's recommended for the major. On the right-hand side is that Excel template. Like I said, if you're feeling really ambitious and you want to go through that, you're more than welcome to. We're going to dive in deeper into that when you get to campus, but specifically in the spring, that will be required of you to make your own, keep track of your requirements, because we want you to graduate. So we want to ensure that you know your requirements so that you're best equipped when you go to your faculty advisor and say, yes, I want to specialize in this area, or I'm teetering between these 2 pathways or something like that. We will make sure that you're fully equipped with all that information. So that's your homework assignment with us throughout this whole year is this process. Cool. All right. So registering for courses, what you're all here for today. So you will use QUACS as a guide. QUACS was made by RPI students in ComSci, so we are very grateful for them. This pulls direct information from SIS. So if you are wondering why there's classes on SIS or seats in SIS that are not in QUACS, it's because there's a delay. So definitely check SIS to confirm that there are seats in the course so that you're able to add the class. So in the overview here, at the bottom left, you'll see there are CRN numbers. Those are the most important number, along with the section number that identify the class. So you'll use the CRN number to register, but in terms of communicating with us, if you have a question about a section of a class, you could probably tell us what the section number is. That'd be a little bit easier. It's easier to find than finding the CRN number. So definitely screenshots some quick examples that you'll use. Hopefully you can get into your preferred one, but if not, it's okay. We'll help you find some alternative options. All right, next step is you'll log into SIS, you'll duo something like that, and then you'll go to the student menu. Excuse me. You'll click registration status. You'll probably see any holds that you might have. Most popular one, and the one you'll get every semester, is the financial responsibility agreement. You'll review that, make sure you understand it, and then you'll select I agree to the terms at the bottom. Next, you'll do class search, and that will kind of go through any course selection that we pull up in QUACS. So let's go to the next slide. Once you go through class search, in this example, we're doing a Haas inquiry requirement, so that it has its own section or subject of a side here. So you'll click Haas inquiry and then section search, and that will just bring up every inquiry course that we offer for the fall term. And then you will see that SR means seats remaining. That's good. That means there's seats in the class. Sometimes there's seats remaining and there's a wait list, so we'll have to be mindful of that as well. But typically, Haas inquiry courses don't have that, so you'll see the capacity and how many seats are remaining in the course. So right now, nobody's registered because we are saving them for you. There's 38 seats out of 38 seats available for this course. On the right-hand side is something called attributes. You'll see that this course specifically is a common intensive class and meets your Haas inquiry requirement. So that's really good. If you want to do both, awesome. There are a lot of Haas inquiry courses that are common intensive and meet that requirement too. So totally your preference. Key here is find the Haas inquiry course that interests you the most and works with your schedule. We might have to switch some things around based on some other courses, but we can work through some options there as well. Do some shopping, look at the description, see what interests you the most. Okay, so we talk about section number and your CRN number. So those are listed here. So you'll see this is Inquiry 1100 Section 2. And that identifier CRN number is 74245. So this is what you'll type into that registration screen. You'll see that some courses have restrictions. So such as an inquiry course, it's restricted to freshmen, which is great. That's restricted to you all. However, if you bring in a certain amount of credit, that might bump you up to sophomore status. So if that happens to you, please let us know and we will figure out the override to get you into that course because you truly are a freshman, but the system thinks that you're not. So we'll work together to troubleshoot that with you. And then some restrictions could be, it's major restricted. That's probably one of the more popular ones. You'll see that there's some Haas courses that are major restricted, meaning you are unable to register for them because you're in the School of Engineering, and those are saved for the Haas students. So you'll have to find a different course to meet that requirement. Cool. All right. So that register, add, drop screen and those CRN numbers, you will plug them into these boxes on the bottom of your screen once you have that ticket, once your registration ticket opens. And then you'll ideally put all of your courses in one in each box, press submit, and then you're done. If you get an error saying something like course conflict or prereq requirement missing or course closed, all those types of errors will pop up at the bottom, meaning we'll have to do some troubleshooting and find a different class. So those are probably the most popular, but troubleshoot on your own, figure out, okay, what's the error, what's happening here, see if you can find another section. There are multiple sections for the same time slot for the most part, because you all are technically in one class, and the professor just breaks them up into different time slots. You might have a different TA time, things like that for smaller group learning, but for the most part, they're around the same time. So double checking quacks that all those make sense. Again, there's that delay, so you'll just have to make sure it's agreeing with what's saying in SIS. And then if you really can't find any other options, reach out to us and we can work through the process with you. So say everything goes well, you're in your classes. So ideally 16 to 18 credits is what you're looking for. And that's even if you bring in a lot of transfer credit, we still want you in 16 to 18 credits if we can. You'll then go back to student menu and click view weekly schedule daytime grid. And then you'll fast forward to September or the end of August, and you'll be able to see your schedule when your classes are held. There's some weird academic calendar things that are going to happen in September, but we'll keep in touch with you about that. That's just due to having so many Mondays off, and so they switch some classes to a different day. But we'll work with you to get through that confusion. But yeah, daytime grid is there. Okay. So I mentioned earlier that if you're unsure of your major, so this is for all your undeclared, but even for those who have declared a major, but you're kind of teetering between a few, you can add this course. It's Introduction to Better World Engineering. There's that course CRN number I mentioned. This is hosted once a week by us and also in collaboration with the department faculty. So each week you'll learn about a different major that we offer. And if it's something that really interests you, let's change it. We could talk through those options, see what courses you're currently in, how they apply to your new major. And like I said, a lot of them overlap. So it's very easy to change, especially in your first and second semester. So there's a lot of flexibility that you have as a first year RPI engineering student. It's just communicating with us, make sure that you're in the correct courses. please, everyone, register for Calc 1 if you don't have it already. That is very important and goes across all engineering majors. So math is always a good place to start, and then we'll kind of help you fill in the rest with what you need. And I know I'm kind of flying through this too below, so if I'm missing anything, let me know. All right. Go ahead. Sorry, what'd you say?
No, you're good. You're good. Keep going.
Okay, cool. All right, transfer credit. We already did a webinar on this prior, like 2 weeks ago, maybe. So please do the recording or click for the slides. This is all posted on our website. I know you can't click it here, but you can click it on our website, or Bullis can put it in the chat too if you can. So that we're not going to go too deep into transfer credit right now because we already did that webinar previously. Okay, important dates. You should have received a time ticket, so double check in that SAS menu. Right now, we're in the advising consultation time. Cool. And then freshman registration, it opens the 10th. Most students will be registered on the 14th. And that's actually, it's the 14th to the 18th, so we'll have to update this. And then your first day of class will be August 28th. Then the add and drop deadline will be September 13th. So if you kind of are testing out a course to see if you want to continue with it, you can stay in the class until the 13th. Ideally, talk to us. Some professors prefer you just obviously be in the class as early as possible. But if you are bringing in Calc 2 credit, but you're thinking of maybe retaking it, that kind of gives you that 2-week window to determine, oh, do I really want to stay in this class or do I want to change it? You totally can. So this is just that initial registration period to get you in everything you initially need. And then we can always make changes come August and leading up to the semester, or until September 13th, if you really want to. Okay, so we have YouTube, we have our Instagram page. We kind of post in them sporadically. You have our website, which is the most important tool to know. Like I said, we update this very frequently to make sure that you have everything equipped to get through this first registration. We will get to a QUAC schedule and an example. As I do that, Bill, is there any questions that I can help answer?
Sorry, I was typing out an answer to a question. The question that I was typing out for was specific to the registration checklists.
Okay.
And did they all need to be completed in 1 year? And then will we be getting new checklists after the first year?
Yeah, all great questions. Sorry, Bill, I didn't actually see what you wrote. I have it like minimized, but I'm sure you answered it perfectly. So by using the checklist, these are just examples of courses that you can take. So again, we're going to use mechanical as an example here. We're giving you all the options because of transfer credit. So if you have pending transfer credit in Calc 1, Calc 2, then you can take the next level math. So these are just giving you examples of what you can use towards your schedule. Really what you need to look at is the example at the bottom. Key word here is or. We don't want you registering for 21 credits. So please don't do that. But as a mechanical, these are the courses that we recommend. So if you bring in physics credit, then you will take Essence of Engineering Mechanics. So let's pretend I did. So I brought in physics credit, so I'm not going to take physics in my first semester. Instead, I'm going to do the Essence course and chemistry. And then we have a choice of one of these 1 credit courses, some type of math course, and an e-course. So if I go into QUACs, and first I'm just going to unselect all the courses that I have in here already, so I know that I'm starting from scratch. Cool, nothing selected. Also, make sure that you are in fall 2025. That's a key part here. And then go to the front page. You can type in the course. Students do it in different ways. I just usually look up by course subject. And then I'm going to go to math, and let's say I'm going to register for Calc 1. Go back to the home screen. Go to main, because that's that Essence of Engineering Mechanics. Chemistry, Chem 1, or Principles of Chemistry is what you'll register for as a mechanical. If you're a chemical or environmental, you'll be doing Chem 1. That's this course here. I'm looking for processes or CAD. Most majors require one combination of these. As mechanical, it's recommended to do graphics and CAD, so that's the one I'm going to select. Another option is processes, super hands-on class. You get to build things, it's pretty fun. So that is an option as well. For this example, I'm just going to select graphics and CAD. Then I'll click a Haas inquiry. So something that looks interesting to me is probably Minds and Machines. So I'll click that. And then let's see what we have so far. I know this looks like a lot, but I will explain what all the boxes mean. All these boxes are not necessarily required times. So Wednesday here, we have a lot going on. However, Chem, one of the Essence blocks, and Calculus are all test blocks. So you only go when you have a test. So in theory, you probably just have CAD and then the lab component of Essence. So kind of looking okay. I highly doubt that you'll have a Chem and an Essence exam on the same day. Can't say that about Calc. I'm sure you might have an overlap at some point. Every 3 or 4 weeks, you'll probably have an exam. So there's a chance of overlap on some days. And then on chemistry, you'll see that that's a great question, Richard. I am going to show you how we determine what is a test block. So it's not the easiest way to find, but I will show you. So when you log into SIS, and I have to Duo, like you all do as well. Let's go here. And I'm already in. Cool. Love that. Yours will say student menu. Mine's a little different because I'm not a student. But you will go into class hour schedule. Then you'll click fall 2025. It's a very large website. So here is where those CRNs are important. So I'm going to select or copy this chemistry CRN and then just do a little Control F to find it here. So you'll see the lecture for this section is Tuesday, Friday, 8 to 9:20. Then there's also a recitation, which is Tuesday at 10 to 10:50. Lastly, there's a lab component, which is 11 to 1:50. Wednesday should be in here. Am I seeing it? But yeah, so that's generally how you find it. Let me pull up Calc to see if we can have a test block example. So that's the lecture, that's the recitation, and there's the test block. So that's that Wednesday 2 to 4 or 2 to 3:50. That's it, where you can find it. So I know it kind of looks like a lot. And I think we also chose the one inquiry course, or there's 2 of them that have like a giant test block together. So that's what Minds and Machines on Monday night is. So just to give you some perspective. But in general, this is kind of what you're looking at. You can tap through. Honestly, the Chem lab is probably what you're going to work around just because it's such a large block. But you can tap through, figure out which one you like the best, and say, all right, I like this one. I prefer 8 a.m.s. We'll scroll down, and then you'll see these CRNs at the bottom. And the cool part is if you click them, it's copied for you. So then all you have to do is click, paste into that SIS screen. Hopefully you'll press submit and you'll have no issues at all, and it will say registered for 17 credits. That's what we have listed here. If you are considering like undeclared, then I would recommend physics if you didn't bring it in. So I could get rid of Essence of Engineering, go back to Quack's home screen, go into physics. Now for physics, I might have mentioned this earlier, it is a trifecta of co-requisites. So in order to register for Physics 1, you need physics mentoring registered at the same time. In addition to that, you need Calc 1 because physics requires Calc 1 as a prereq. Also, it requires physics mentoring as a, sorry, I meant to say co-req. So co-requisite just means register together. Same thing with a bio lecture and a bio lab. They have that as well. The only one that doesn't do it is chemistry. Chemistry is all included, so you don't really have to worry about the lab part there. But if we go back to our schedule, you'll see that we submitted the physics in here now. So if you're an undeclared, it's probably what an example schedule looked like, in addition to Better World Engineering. So again, it's not just for undeclared students, it's for all engineering majors. This is only offered in the fall, so big opportunity. Register for the fall. You can always drop it. Like I said, that September 13th deadline, you in theory could drop it as well, but prior to then, it's pass fail course. So go. They take attendance, learn something about the other majors, and yeah. So you'll see at 9,000 things to choose from. Same thing with physics here. Physics Tuesday night is the test block. So that's what that is here. So truly you're done, a little bit earlier on each day. I feel like I'm kind of rambling. I'm hoping this is helpful. Belos, I can see your chat now. Did I miss anything?
No, not really. So far so good.
Okay. So you only have to show up the test block. Correct. You got it, Richard. Okay. So, trying to figure out, no other questions in the chat. Anything else I missed that you want to go over? Transfer credit. We have our website here. Goes through step by step how to drop it advising. The link is only open at the times listed here. Again, thank you for your patience if you joined today. And I can open up the chat too, if that's helpful. I don't know how many we have in there.
Not many, all really good questions. You answered most of them. If I didn't get to them, there were some questions about QUACs and the scheduler, freshman registration. I think everything's accounted for.
All right, cool. Well, we'll hang. So thank you all for coming. I'm gonna stop the recording now, but then I will we'll stay and man the chat as well. But thank you all and have a great day.